Good morning, happy Valentine's Day. I am Gail Berry and I am the founder of Blossom & Berry, and I'm an expert on baby massage and baby yoga and postnatal care for new mums. And I've been asked today by Tropica to come along and talk to you a little bit about self-love because it's Valentine's Day. Now, you might have already spent quite a lot of time thinking about how to make Valentine's Day special for other people, whether it might be a partner or your husband or maybe your kids. I've written a couple of Valentine's Day cards to my kids today, but maybe you haven't thought about how to look after yourself and celebrate yourself. And that's, if you're feeling like that, that is a common theme for new mums and often for women generally. And so this little Facebook Live is just to talk about self-love, why it's important and how you can give yourself a little bit more love in your life really easily. And because Tropica is all about the health and well-being of new mothers, we're going to be focusing particularly on new mums. So if you've just had a baby, this is perfect for you. And I want to talk to you about why looking after yourself and putting yourself first and making sure that you love yourself is probably the biggest gift that you could ever give your baby, and it will be something which will serve and nurture the relationship between you and your baby. So let's have a think about, first of all, why self-love is really important. So it's really important to celebrate, value and nurture yourself, because when you are the best version of yourself, then you are able to give love and to help and project a positivity out to all of those around you. So when you are a new mum, there might be a lot of demands on your time. Physically, you might not be feeling 100% if you've given birth, depending on how your birth was. Emotionally, you might be feeling all over the place, which we'll talk about later, why that is actually a real thing. Baby brain is not just a label that we give to new mums. So if you're feeling a bit ditzy or confused or forgetting things, it's actually something that happens to your brain when you have a baby that makes you feel like that. And, it's about celebrating yourself. As I said, if you can't look after and love yourself, then it's very difficult to actually give that love out to your baby. So I wanted to just talk a little bit around what self-love actually is. So as I said, it's an appreciation and valuing yourself. It's about, consciously making time in your life to make sure that your needs are met. So as new mums and women, we often put our needs last, but it's very important for you to identify ways that you can make time just to make sure that you are feeling really happy, really positive, and really like you'll put your emotional well-being at the center of your life, because our emotions really color what it is that we do, how we behave with other people, our energy levels. So it's so important, that investment in yourself. Now, when we talk about self-love, some people feel a little bit uncomfortable about it because maybe it sounds like you're overindulging yourself, or you're not thinking of other people, you're putting yourself first, or maybe you're kind of thinking that you're being selfish or you're not caring. But actually, that all of those things just simply aren't true. That's often our perception as mums, how we feel. But as I said, putting yourself first and making you happy will help that happiness to flow out into your relationship with your children. And it's something that I try to do every single week, or I have an activity or something like a meal, or meeting up with friends, or cooking my favourite food, or trying something new every single week, so that I know that I've got time where I am dedicating all of my time and energy and resources into nurturing myself and making myself feel 100%. Because when I come out of those activities and I feel really happy, I can then bring that happiness and positivity to other people. And then once a month, I always plan to do something that is a little bit out of my comfort zone, or something that's really totally new experience. And it doesn't have to be an expensive thing. It can be just going on a walk in the countryside somewhere new that you've never been before, or cooking a new recipe that you've really fancied trying for ages. So just something new that helps you to feel like you You are putting what you want first. So that's kind of what self-love is. It's nothing to feel guilty or ashamed about, or it doesn't mean that you're a narcissistic person and it's all about you. It literally is about investing in yourself to be the best version of yourself so that you can go out and love other people. And obviously that is exactly what your baby needs. Now, the reason why this is so important to Tropica is because that idea of mothers being loved, nurtured, valued and celebrated and getting that support is absolutely central to the practice of postnatal care in Malaysia. And Tropica products really help to embody the heritage and tradition of the postnatal tradition. And that's why I love the products and the whole product range and the ethos, because it's very aligned with what I do, which is to help new mums feel loved, celebrated and valued. So if you are a new mum and you're watching this, I just wanted to give you a little bit of self-care, a few self-care tips that you can think about based on the postnatal traditions that are used in Malaysia. Now, if you don't know too much about, what is a postnatal tradition, maybe you haven't even thought about it. In many cultures around the world, women after they've given birth are treated like queens. They are supported, they're nurtured. All the female members of the family gather round to offer support, help with household chores, help to restore women's health, help with cooking, help with other children. And they do this for 40 days to enable the woman's body to recover from birth and to strengthen, and for all of the internal organs to go back to where they were before, and to give her that physical strength. But maybe even more importantly, they're there to help her with her emotional journey from pregnancy into new motherhood, which, if you've just had a baby, you'll know can be a little bit wobbly, and you lose a little bit of the sense of yourself and your identity, and it can be, quite frankly, overwhelming. Now, within that 40-day period, women in Malaysia would receive things like a daily massage. Food is cooked for them, which helps to warm the body and restore energy. They would receive visits from family members to help with children. Their main focus, in essence, would be to rest, recover, establish breastfeeding, and help them to have that time to make a loving, connected bond with their baby. So everything is around making the new mother feel completely supported, nurtured and cherished. So I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty amazing to me, especially when we compare it with how new mother care is here in the UK, where you might have not even had the opportunity to stay in hospital even overnight after you've had your baby, or maybe you didn't want to, or maybe if you were at home and had a home birth, you had to get straight back into household bits and pieces, or if you've got other children, looking after other kids as well. So it's a really different way of looking after new mums. And as a result, Malaysia actually has the lowest rate of postnatal depression in the world. And it's about 6% compared to the US and Europe, which is around 10 to 11%. I've actually read research that says it's even higher than that. So let's have a think then, using that traditional Malaysian postnatal care, what are 4 things that I can share with you today that will help you to just put yourself a little bit first and to get some self-love flowing through. So if you can't get people to help you, here's a few things that you can do. So there's 4 main principles that I wanted to talk about. The first one is rest. So I know that it is difficult when you have a newborn baby to find time to rest and sleep, especially if your baby has maybe got quite a disruptive sleep pattern right now, which, by the way, is very normal, so don't worry. That will settle into its own routine at times, but it can mean that maybe you're up at night, you're not getting much sleep. If you're a light sleeper, you might be being woken all the time by your baby when they make little noises. And in the daytime, if your baby doesn't sleep, you're trying to do everything that you'd like to do, sorry, and you're looking after your baby at the same time. So the old adage, rest whilst your baby rests, it really does ring true, because if you don't get enough sleep and rest, it can actually start to affect the way that you think and perceive situations around you. So it can make situations that could make you feel anxious and tense feel even more anxious and tense as a result of the fact that you're not resting and giving your body and your brain a chance to recover. So in Malaysia, there is this 40-day period of confined rest where you are, as a new mum, you are I don't like to say confined because it sounds horrible, but you are, they make a little nest for you, basically, a little mother's nest for you for 40 days where you don't go outside, you stay in, and you're really, really looked after. But if we put that into maybe the context within the British culture, it just means rest whilst your baby sleeps. Make sure that if you could go to bed early a couple of nights a week, if you've got a partner or someone else who could help you with feeding, or if you're breastfeeding in the night, maybe someone could go and get baby for you and bring them to you rather than you having to get up. I don't know. Have a think about how you can get more rest and more quality sleep in your life without feeling guilty, because there's no guilt whatsoever with asking for help to try to get some sleep and rest. You've got to do it. It's really, really important for your emotional and physical health. So that's the first thing, rest. The second thing is asking for support. So again, in the UK, mums have a kind of philosophy of, we've got this, which, I'm a big advocate of empowering women and women showing that, we can do whatever we want to when we put our minds to it. But at the same time, it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to have feelings and emotions that you don't understand and you don't quite know what to do with. When you stop and you share those feelings, and when you talk to people about them, whether it's family members or friends or maybe a health visitor, then you're sharing that problem, you're talking about it, you're discharging some of the emotion and the fear around it, and you are helping to get yourself a little village, basically a little tribe of people around you that you can go to when you need help. So asking for help actually is an action of self-love, because when you ask for help, in most cases somebody will be able to help you, and through that support you can start to feel physically and emotionally stronger. So that's really important too. Number 3 is all about nutrition and well-being. So when you've had a baby, you need to make sure that your body is strong and that your nutrition is really good to give you positive foods that will help you feel energized. Now, particularly if you're breastfeeding, this is really important, because obviously what you eat, those nutrients are then go within the body and help to create the food that your baby is eating, and babies can be quite sensitive to your diet as well. So it's about looking and seeing how you can eat healthy, fresh food as much as you possibly can. And again, this is where the Malaysian tradition comes in. So rather than having to cook meals in Malaysia, if you're a new mum, your support network, your family, your friends, the women in your life would bring you those foods, and largely they are warming, quite hot, spicy foods, because in Malaysia the tradition is all around mother warming and warming the body, because when you're pregnant, obviously you have more fluid in the body, you have your baby in your body, so your body is nicely warmed. When you give birth, you lose fluid, and you lose obviously the baby, when the baby's born, the baby comes out of your body as well, so there is a loss of heat when that occurs as well. So Malaysian tradition is all about giving the new mother lots of warming food to help her feel strong, and it's thought that helps you to feel more positive, more nurtured, and so that is a really important part of postnatal care. So maybe think about what you were eating, maybe think about cooking up a big batch of soup that might be really warming and nutritious, and it's got all of those vitamins and nutrients that your body needs. There are also things that you can eat that can help with lactation, like lactation teas, cookies, recipes that you can find online that look at, you know, helping to nourish the postnatal body. So maybe have a bit of a Google and see, and Tropica Mum and Baby Spa is going to be helping to share some of those resources with you so that you can find this information really easily. So nutrition is really important too. And then the last thing that is done in Malaysia is something called belly binding. So belly binding is a traditional practice where a woman's body is bound with a long kind of muslin gauze from the sort of pubis bone all the way up to the top of your rib cage here, and the belly is bound by wrapping this long gauze around the belly. And what it does is it helps to bring all of your internal organs after you've had a baby together. That it helps to encourage healing. It helps to encourage all of the organs that have moved around during pregnancy to come back to their original place. It also helps to place your womb back in the original place that it was before, obviously enlarged hugely whilst you were pregnant. And it also gives that feeling of comfort and security. It's just almost like a hug in a big blanket around your belly. I have tried it. It is so nice. Even after having children, my oldest one is 13. Even 13 years ago, having my belly bound just felt so nice and secure. Like everything was being held in the right place. I felt really strong and really empowered. And the ones in Malaysia also look really pretty as well. We're going to be talking more about this later in the year, about how to do belly binding. So I was thinking, how does that equate then to the UK culture? So I just kind of thought about self-love in this way, as just getting a big furry blanket and loads and loads and loads of cushions, and just making yourself feel really comforted by taking a bit of time out, and, you know, creating yourself a little mummy nest that you can go to and close your eyes for a while. There are things you can do like breathing techniques. There's amazing meditation apps that you can download on your phone that are really good to help give you that nurture time. And, you know, a good old-fashioned cup of tea or a lovely drink, warming drink as well. All of those things help to bring that essence of that feeling of security and comfort, which can help you to feel more loved and more nurtured as well. So that's Sorry, I just got a call. That's what I wanted to share with you today in terms of tips for self-love. And also, obviously, you can, one of the most important things is actually communicating what your needs are to other people as well. So that's another thing about self-love, is, you know, never being afraid to actually say what it is that you need from other people, because when we voice what it is that we want, then, you know, we have a better, people around have a better understanding of what we need, and we also recognise what we need as well. So don't be frightened to express your emotions, whether they are good ones or bad ones, or positive or negative. They're all emotions, they're all valid. So don't be afraid to do that. That's a really important part of self-love, is saying that it's okay to feel whatever it is that you feel. So to finish off today's little love celebration, Tropica is doing a fantastic little self-love bundle for you all. So if you go over to the website today and you buy one of the cleansing or facial cleansing oil, which I use and I love, which is a fantastic way to cleanse your face, to take off your makeup. I use it every morning. It's fabulous, and it's based, of course, on the organic virgin coconut oil from Malaysia, from the farms that Tropica works with, which are all sustainable and family run. So when you buy that product, which is brilliant, you also get a free mini massage oil in either rose or lavender as our little gift for you on Valentine's Day, to show you how much we love you, and because we want to share with you ways that you can really feel the love. And there's going to be lots of really exciting things coming up in the next few months around the traditions that I mentioned earlier, and making new mums in the UK feel like queens, because you're amazing. You've given birth. It's one of the most incredible things you could ever do. You are life creators, and deserve 100% to be celebrated. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next few months. I can't wait because it's something I'm so enthusiastic about, and I know that Tropica is too. So have a wonderful day whatever you're doing, and yeah, do pop over to the website, see what we have on offer, and stay tuned for more Facebook Lives designed to help you embrace new motherhood and feel like a queen. Okay, have a great day. Bye.